In the Acts of the Apostles, there's this mysterious story of Philip disappearing. You know how the story goes? It's in Acts chapter 8. Philip baptizes this Ethiopian eunuch, and then it says in verse 39, when they came out of the water, the Spirit of the Lord snatched Philip away, and the eunuch saw him no more, but continued on his way rejoicing. Now Philip, he disappeared. He's snatched away by the Spirit. I call this the gift of relocation. And it's a gift I would love to have so I don't need to deal with airports and security checks and all of that. But anyways, in our times, we have seen a similar gift with Saint Padre Pio. Saint Padre Pio, the humble Capuchin priest, one of the greatest saints of our times, he is known to have had the gift of bilocation, to be in two places at the same time. And the first bilocation he experienced that we know of is when he was still a student, a seminarian, studying for the priesthood. He was in the choir, which is where the monks pray. And he said all of a sudden, he found himself in a wealthy person's house. And there was a woman giving birth to a child, to her daughter. But as she was giving birth to her daughter, her husband was dying. And he's all of a sudden in his home, he sees this, and the Blessed Virgin Mary appears to him and says to Padre Pio, I'm entrusting this newborn child to you. She's my special daughter. I want you to take care of her. And Padre Pio says, well, how will I find her? I don't even know where I am. And the Blessed Mother says, she will find you, but first you will meet her in Rome. And it's said that the mother later spoke about when this was happening, she says she saw a Capuchin monk leaving her husband's room. So she saw Padre Pio. 17 years later, this 17-year-old girl now, her name was Giovanna, is in Rome. And she goes to St. Peter's Basilica because she's having doubts about her faith and she wants to talk to a priest about the doubts she's having. She couldn't find any priest until she sees a Capuchin monk. And she says, Father, can I speak with you? The Capuchin monk invites her into one of the confessionals. She shares her doubts, and the Capuchin monk gives her peace. He lifts these doubts, and she gets out of the confessional, and then she wants to meet this monk. He stays in the confessional, and finally, when St. Peter's is closing, the sacristan says to her, you need to leave. She says, no, I want to meet the monk in the confessional. He looks in the confessional. He says, there's no monk in here. There's nobody in this confessional. Okay, a year later, she's 18 years old. She's in San Giovanni Rotondo, which is where Padre Pio lives. Padre Pio sees her, and he says to her, Giovanna, I know you. You were born on the day your father died. And she's like, what? And she says, I've never met you before. He says, yeah, I met you in Rome last year. And then she remembers, and then he tells her about being there when she was born, and she begins to weep, and she says to Padre Pio, Father, will you take care of me? And Padre Pio answers, surely, my daughter. You have been entrusted to me by our Blessed Mother. Come often to San Giovanni Rotondo, and I will care for your soul in accordance with the wish of our Heavenly Mother. Isn't that a beautiful story? The Lord continues to work signs and wonders even in our day through the saints. So let's pray for the intercession of all the saints, but especially Saint Padre Pio.